Hi, I'm Gillian, and I was on holidays in America for 18 days. I did some makeup shopping while I was there, and I want to share with you what I got. I'm splitting this into two videos. This is the sort of premium makeup one, and then there's another video that I'm going to put up that is of the drugstore, supermarket, the cheaper items that I've got. Just because there's so much, it's going to be a really long video, so I split it up. I hope you enjoy this. Let me know if you do, and please subscribe if you like this and would like to see more. Thank you. First up, I was in New York for a day, and it was really just a sightseeing day on foot. I didn't plan on doing any shopping, but we were going through Times Square, and I saw an electronic billboard for Inglot, and I was like, oh, Inglot, I've got some of their stuff recently. I really like their eyeshadows. So then I found there was an Inglot shop in Times Square, so I thought I'd go in and have a wee look and see what they've got. It would be very rude not to. So in the Inglot shop, the colours that I had before, I had previously had two palettes of Inglot, and I didn't have anything along the greens or the kind of natural nudie kind of colours. So I had it in my head when I was going that if I had the chance to buy some Inglot, those are the colours I would be looking for. So I made up this 10 palette of eyeshadows. I've used some of them, only once I think, so it's a bit early to say too much about them, but I really like the colours. I know already that I will love them because the Inglot eyeshadows that I have already are really, really good and are right up there in terms of quality and colour and stuff. These four here look pretty shimmery, and then the rest not as much, but I'm really looking forward to starting to use that. While I was in the Inglot shop, up at the till they had this display with 5 little things that looked like this. There were 5 different colours, and I wasn't too sure what they were, but one of the girls came and pointed out to me that they're perfumes. So it's perfume, it's in a little sort of compact, it's like cream, and then you rub it onto yourself. And she told me that it has no alcohol and it doesn't dry out your skin, and in summer it's really good because it doesn't have alcohol. And I bought it more out of an interest value than anything else. I thought it might be handy, you know, just to put in a bag rather than have a bottle of perfume. I've since decided against that because I did put it in a bag at the start, and you can see there's a dirty big mark down it because I reached into the bag and must have just knocked off the lid and scraped one of my fingernails, a dirty big mark down the middle of the perfume. So I wouldn't maybe keep it in a bag, but it is a nice smell. This was the nicest I thought out of the 5. So I chose this one. She was saying you could get a couple and mix them to make different fragrances and stuff, but I like this one. The next shopping I did was in a mall it's in Philadelphia, it's called the King of Prussia Mall, and according to Wikipedia it is the largest mall in America in terms of leasable square footage. So it was an absolutely huge mall. But I quickly found my way to Sephora, and in Sephora I was drawn to the Kat Von D makeup because you can't get it here in the UK. So I had seen it last year in America, but hadn't paid too much attention to it. I had a bit of a closer look this time, and in that mall I bought this palette, which is an eyeshadow palette called the Monarch eyeshadow palette. That was the box. This is the actual palette, and on the back it tells you the names of the colours. But this is what it looks like, and I swatched all the colours and I really liked these ones. I thought I would get a lot of use out of that. So there's 3 colours along the top, which it says that they highlight eyes with 3 textural bases and accentuate with 9 transformative colours. I've used these so far. They are really pigmented and blend nicely, and I really like it. While I was there, I swatched on the Kat Von D stand. There were some 3 single eyeshadows at the bottom, and they were called Shade Shifter eyeshadows. And I swatched one of them, one of the colours I was particularly drawn to, and I looked at the price then, and it was $16 for one eyeshadow, and I thought I don't need another eyeshadow at $16 because I have so much eyeshadow already. It's the last thing I need. But the more I went around the shop, I looked at different things and I swatched different things, but I kept just coming back to that colour in my hand. So this was it. It's called Kat Von D Shade Shifter. This is the Devotion one, and this is what the actual little palette looks like. I've used it. I've already put up a video if you're interested in it, of me putting on the eyeshadow and how it looks. It's got a little sponge in it that I haven't used, but This has to be the creamiest eyeshadow I've ever seen. Like, you rub your finger along and it nearly builds up. It could be quite messy if you were not using the right tools. It doesn't come out in camera as nice as it really is, but I'm glad I bought it. It was definitely worth the $16, and I actually wish I had got the other two colours. Haven't had the chance now that I'm home to play with this and try it out. I wish I did have the other two colours as well. So those two things are what I got in Sephora the first time. In the same mall I went, there was a Makeup Forever shop, a standalone shop, and I'd seen Makeup Forever before in Sephora lots of times, and I saw it at IMATS, but just because it was a standalone shop, I went in just more for curiosity, not intending to buy anything, and I got attracted by the diamond powders. So this is the little box. It's a teeny little box. You get 2 grams of product. This is the one that I chose. I don't know if it has a reference. It doesn't seem to have a colour or anything, does it? It's just number 15. It's kind of like a browny colour. I'm wearing it on my eyes today. It's not majorly sparkly, but then the lighting's not great. It's really dull outside and stuff, so you can't really see it. On a bright day, I imagine it would be quite sparkly. It's like a brown with blue kind of sparkles through it. That was the colour that caught my eye. That little pot there was $25, which is quite expensive for all the amount that you get. You know, it's a tiny wee pot, but it's nice. So I got that in the Makeup Forever shop, and then after I bought it, I was kicking myself. I should have bought it in Sephora, because then I would have got my Sephora points for it, whereas I didn't get anything in the Makeup Forever shop. And still in the same mall, the King of Prussia mall, I went to MAC and just bought one thing, and it was this Dazzle Glass, which I've had before. It's called Date Night. I've had this one. I've used it all up. It's empty, so I have the empty ready to take back to MAC, but I just wanted to replace that one because it's the colour I particularly like. It's like a nice pink, and it's got blue and white sparkles through it. So that's just replacing something that is a favourite. Then after a couple of days in Philadelphia, I flew down to Florida and spent a couple of weeks in Orlando. So on the first night, once again, another trip to Sephora was required. I got the Anastasia Brow Wiz. I don't know where I've put the box that it came in because I've already used it, but this is the Brow Wiz. The colour I got is medium brown, and that's just from trying it on in the shop. I have used this. I used it today, and I think it's really nice as far as pencils go, because pencils sometimes the colour can be off. Sometimes they go on too heavy and it looks drawn on, but this, you know, if you feather it on nicely, is very natural. So that's good, and I hope it lasts. I got this Urban Decay eyeshadow. It's you've never seen a sparkly shadow this sophisticated. Microfine bits of iridescent sparkle collide with intense dreamy hues and 3D metallics for an effect that's out of this world. So I swatched it and I thought it was so nice. This colour is called Zodiac, and this is what it looks like, if you can see that. And I wore it one day and it's really nice. It's sparkly and glittery. I hope you can see that a little bit, but it's lovely. This is a little bit indulgent, but I bought the other Kat Von D palette. This one's called the Chrysalis eyeshadow palette. Again, on the back of the box there's a list of all the colours that are in it, and this is what the actual palette looks like. On the back of the palette too, it has the names of the colours. So it's the same format as before, 3 highlight colours on the top and then 9 other colours down below. And so I figured I would use the colours in both palettes. That's what that one looks like. Next up, I was in one of the outlet malls, and there were 2 different outlet malls I was at, and both of them had a cosmetics company outlet. Imagine to my surprise when I found Harmony Blush, which was on I had a very small list of things that I needed to get. I know that I got a lot more than a small list, but that was on my list. So imagine my joy to see it for $14.75. So I picked up Harmony Blush because I needed to replace the one that I have. It's nearly done. And while I was there, I also got another Dazzle Glass. I'm a fan of the Dazzle Glass. This colour is called Sugar Rimmed, and it's like a pale peachy pink colour, and it's got like pink and blue sparkles through it. Very pretty. On the night, I think it was on the night that we arrived in Orlando, I saw a big billboard for Sigma brushes, and I didn't even know that you could buy Sigma brushes in a shop in Orlando. Sigma is something I've been interested in for a while, but I've never wanted to buy them online. I just don't like buying any kind of makeup or cosmetics online. I like to see it in real life first, and there's nowhere here that I could have been able to see Sigma until IMATS, which was 2 weeks before I went away. So whenever I was at IMATS, I did get three Sigma brushes, which were in my IMATS haul video. But I was interested to go and look at the whole collection, see what all they had, because at IMATS it was really cramped. It was a tiny wee cubicle and it was full of people, so it was difficult to get a good proper look. I ended up coming away with 6 brushes. I'm not quite sure how, because I really just wanted to go for a look and all. I didn't necessarily plan to buy anything there. But I got 3 of the kabuki brushes. There's a set, I think there's 5 in the set. One's an angled one, and I'm not sure what the other one is, but I figured I wouldn't use them all, so I ended up coming away with these 3. The flat kabuki F80, the round kabuki F82, and the tapered kabuki F86. Now the flat one you can see I've used, and this round one I've used. I used them both today. I used the flat one to put on my foundation, and it was nice. It did a good job, went on well. And the tapered one I used for putting my foundation on, or not my foundation, I put my concealer, I rubbed it in under my eyes with this brush, and that did a nice job of that. Normally I use my finger, and it's free, but anyhow. I got those 3. And I got this brush. It's called the F64 Soft Blend Concealer. So I might use that for blending concealer. I know I got the other brush which does the same thing. I haven't really used this yet, so we'll not say much about that. I got this brush here. The lady who was selling them, now if I rotate that you can see it's a flat angled brush, like a flat topped angled brush. It's called the Angled Buff Concealer F66. She told me, forget about what it says on it, don't use it for concealer. What you use this for is for putting your highlight colour under your eyebrow, so it leaves a nice sharp line there. So I used it today for that purpose, and I'm happy with the results, so I'm pleased with that purchase. I'm happy with that. And then I also got this. This is the E48 Pointed Crease Brush. What it looks like. What I got this for, she told me that this is really good for, placing, for precise placing of a colour in the crease when you don't want it blended too much, when you maybe want it just more precisely placed. I haven't used this yet, so don't know what it's like. Then I got the 6 brushes, and she said, do you have the brush cleaner? And I said, no, I don't. So I had to get one of those. She showed me another one that has like 2 thumbs on it. But she actually said it was more difficult to use. She found it tricky and recommended this one. So I got this. I used it for the first time last night. I really liked it. It sounded like an ad for Sigma, but it did make the brush cleaning experience much more enjoyable than it normally would have been, standing rubbing them against your hand. And then she asked me, did I need the thing for drying the brushes? So I had a look at that, and it was like a big brush roll for drying your brushes. And I said, oh yeah, well that would actually be handy, because I'm looking for something to carry my brushes in when I travel. And she said, oh well, if you're looking to carry your brushes when you travel, you need this. So this is called the Sigma Premium Professional Kit, but it's this lovely leather feel thing. It's quite thick. It's like a book. This is how thick it is. And you can put big brushes in here, and they're protected then by this flap. And then there's like another page for more brushes. And she said, if she's going somewhere, she puts her brushes in these, it's quite protected, and then we'll take a couple of slim palettes of whatever she's taken, and that's really all she needs to take to carry her makeup whenever she's going somewhere. So I'll try that and see how that goes. All in all, the 6 brushes, the cleaning glove, and the holder, I ended up spending $220 in there. So she gave me this as a free gift. So it's a little mini brush cleaning glove, little tiny version. So maybe if you're going on holidays or something, you would take that with you if you wanted to be able to give your brushes a quick wash without having to carry the big glove with you. After that, I had planned to go to the only place that I knew in Orlando that sold Inglot products, because I do like the Inglot, and I had already got that palette that I showed you in New York, but I still went for a little look to see what they had in the shop. It's in Macy's in the Mall at Millennia. And I got another 5 eyeshadows. So these are more natural colours, and then this brown is like a really nice sort of rich brown colour, and then some more naturals, including one of the rainbow ones that you get sort of 3 colours in the one. And while I was there, I didn't have any other Inglot products before, but I found this, I saw this liquid eyeliner. This colour, the colour is silver, and it's got a really fine little brush on it, and this is how it comes out. It's quite an opaque silver colour. It's really bright, really sparkly, and I've worn it a couple of days already, just in the inner corner of my eye, just to give like a real sparkly bit in there. And the other thing I got in Inglot is AMC lip gloss. It's AMC is Advanced Makeup Components, and the text on this is kind of holographic, and you will see why when I show you the lip gloss. The lip gloss is also holographic looking. It's lots and lots of different colours, and I brought it out, and I haven't tried this yet, but I put it on my hand in the shop, the tester, and it went on, and it was like a swirl of all different colours, and even when I rubbed it like that, it still looked like lots of different colours. Oh no, I've just rubbed it in. It's still in the Mall at Millennia. It's where the Mac Pro store is in Orlando, and there was one Pro product that I wanted to buy, but I got a couple other things while I was there. I bought some of my usual Studio Fix fluid just to have a backup. Packaging's slightly different in America, just out of interest. It's got the drug facts on the back. We don't have that here. I got a 266 angled brush. I don't know why I didn't have this brush before. The angled one that I had, I think, is a 208, and I had used that for eyeliner. This 266, I've used this today, and it gets a sharper point. It's a nicer pencil for putting on your gel eyeliner. So I'm glad I got that. And the thing that I went in for was the colour corrector. This is in light peach. It's a refill for my little 2 colour palette that I got last year. The peach one, because I stick my finger in that every day and put it under my eye, is nearly done. So that's just a refill. I went to the new Mac store in the Florida Mall, which I've posted photographs of on Instagram. It's a class looking store. It's like this wide open, and all the stuff's in a new display format. But when I was there, I picked up a new painterly paint pot because my old one is nearly done. Well, there's probably about a third left in it, but I'm going to have to replace it at some stage, so I thought I'll just get it there. I was in Sephora then with my mum. She was looking for concealer for her under her eyes, and I didn't plan to get anything, but I was looking around, and the girl drew my attention to something which I then bought. It's this Bite Beauty matte cream lip crayon. So she was talking about this, and she tried it on me and everything. The colour is Fraise, so it is quite a bright red. This is what the thing looks like. It's a nice, matte sort of soft feel packaging. It's very sleek, and this is what it looks like inside. I'm wearing it today, and I put this on this morning. I've had 2 meals, and I've had lots of drinks, and the colour's still pretty good. It's maybe worn slightly on the inside, but the girl in Sephora told me that the main ingredient in this is grapeseed oil. So while it's matte, it is very conditioning, and when you put it on, it doesn't feel like a matte lipstick, and it's certainly not as dry or as drying as matte lipsticks that I have. So it feels like a normal lipstick. So then I thought that it wouldn't last as well, because it does feel a bit softer and a bit creamier and stuff, but it's lasted really well on me today. I'm pleased with how long that's lasted. So that was it. And that is me done. That's the last thing that I have to show you in this video. I'm going to do a separate video of the sort of drugstore pharmacy type stuff that I got. Hope you enjoyed that. If you've got questions about any of the things, let me know. Please subscribe to my channel if you like this and would like to see more videos. Thank you!